In this episode, the esteemed Pankran Kelton takes a break from frequenting the booths between 47 and 49 to visit our humble booth 42.
He's a renowned bard who's on track to becoming the poet laureate of the multiverse. But in the meantime, he's dropping some universal truths on us.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
prepare to listen to some instant poetry and learn about the new drink machine installed next to the booth.
Shut up and sit down.
And here we are once again for the Hitchhikers and Advertisers podcast. I am, of course, Horatio Zen, here at Milliways, the restaurant at the end of the universe, here in booth 42. Joining me, as always, incomparable, I believe, would be a word. That's the only word I can think of right now. It's my co-host, Horatio. I'm Horatio, Trellis Gardine.
how drunk are you today?
Very,
Seriously.
very,
This is like,
very.
I know you slipped away from the booth to go to the restroom real quick, but it seemed like it took a little longer than usual.
I went to the station. They have something lovely. You can mix all kinds of alcoholic beverages in one machine.
Yeah, they should not have put in the free refill for the Pangalactic Gargle machine.
No.
Over at the end of the bar.
It's lovely. I got black cherry flavor.
Oh, they're adding flavor to it now.
A little bit of lime.
Interesting. Now you said incomparable, and that was the only word you could
Yes.
think of. Does that mean there are some other niceties you could throw my way, should they have occurred to you?
Yes. I will endeavor to throw them your way should they occur to me.
You know who would not be at a loss for words?
I guessed. It would be our guest. Our guest. Is it our guest?
Yes, it is our guest.
Very good.
Why don't you introduce yourself to us? Well, we've met you briefly.
Yes.
But yeah, our listeners have not.
Hold on just 1 second. I gotta head back and get a little bit of that black cherry and lime.
Okay.
Hold on just 1 second. I'll be
yes,
right
yes,
back. Can y'all talk amongst yourselves while I go get some of that black
yes.
cherry and lime? Hold on.
Already a lovely guest.
I'm back.
Oh, that was wonderful. I love that the machine dispenser is right next to the booth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. By the way, I don't know. I've never been to booth 42 before. I mean, my normal hangout when I'm in this area is booth 47, anywhere between 47 and 49.
No, that is a good area. That's very good real estate.
Do you want me to introduce myself, or would you like to introduce you introducing me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand completely.
Uh-huh.
Introducing you means that I could come up with all kinds of effusive compliments, things like this. I would be making a guess. Whereas if you introduce yourself, you would know exactly what compliments you would want to use.
And there are times when I get infusive on myself, but I'll go ahead and introduce. By the way, my name is Pankran Kelton. Now, most people in this restaurant know who I am. I am well known in these environs, if you understand what I mean.
Oh, yes, yes. I certainly have heard of you.
What are you well known for?
I'm Pankran Kelton,
He's Pankran Kelton.
a well-known poet.
Oh, poetry.
And if you have a question for something, chances are I know it. I have rhymed all over the multiverse. I've rhymed with doctors, thieves, and one time a nurse. I rhymed about some stuff that I found on another planet.
Oh, my.
I rhymed to a Scythian girl who called herself Zip Zop Janet. But let me tell you one thing that I will never ever rhyme. The words black cherry, lime. Pankran Kelton, everybody, Pankran Kelton.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is
That'd
wonderful.
be 25 dribs if y'all don't mind paying in.
Oh, yes, yes.
I am trying to snap my fingers together right now, but the grease from the wings I just ate is making it very difficult. But if you can see me moving my fingers,
Just smack your hands together.
Imagine the sound of snapping. Here, you said it was 25?
Yeah, 25 dribs.
I think that was worth 30, so I'm going to give you 30.
That was worth 30. I'll actually put in some for that.
You do realize in the areas that I come from, if you overpay a being, then you've got to eat the amount that you just overpaid him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, my.
Oh,
I will take that back.
I was thinking of it as a tip, but you actually gave me a tip about over tipping after I tipped you.
Yeah.
So I feel the education going on here is deep.
An exchange of tips. I do enjoy restaurants where not only do you tip the service, but they tip you back.
You take that back. Exactly.
I am curious, since you're traveling around, normally you said between, was it 47 and 52?
47, 49.
Do you end up getting more work from the tables on romantic guests who are on a date, or?
Here's my moment of what I call honesty. Let me be honest with you right now. And by the way, I am known for hitting silent H's. I'm known for that.
It's a wonderful thing to be known for.
Horatio, you make a dude feel ingratiated and grateful.
This is why I'm here. This is my goal.
Well, his first name is Horatio, so you're not going to be able to.
Hey, look, I got to be honest. This was the first time I've ever charged anybody for poetry.
What?
I'm both independently and codependently wealthy. So this was the first time that I've ever even charged anybody. I just wanted to see what it felt like. And if you'll look in your back pockets, I've already put the 25 dribs back in there.
That's amazing.
Oh.
That's amazing. Oh.
I got magic. I got poetry and magic.
You got magic on your butt with putting the money in there.
So I just have a very slender hand. I can pretty much reach into anybody's pocket. Just a very slender hand.
They are so slender. I didn't realize that was in fact a hand. It was so slender.
I get confused by it myself. I'll wake up and go, what is this hanging at the end of my phalange?
I completely understand waking up confused. I do that. I often wake up confused when I haven't even been asleep.
I know y'all might not be ready for this, but this is a poem that I wrote just 3 days ago called I Woke Up Confused.
Oh, how timely.
In some dark place, at some dark hour, I woke up. Did I smell sweet, or was that the aroma of sour? Am I really awake? Am I still in a dream? Things are not always as they seem. Is the moon shining, or 3 moons shining, or is that 2 suns? Is that a star, or do I smell honey buns? Those might be the buns of a honey, you know. Tick, tick, tock, tock is the way time will. And I never wrote the last word. I want the reader to go ahead and put his last word in.
Yes, I was anticipating that. I was thinking, I want to throw that in there. Yes.
He put in if we were on Schenectacus, the ellipsis, but on your planet, the John Bon Jovi at the end of that.
The John Bon Jovi, exactly. I've been to your planet several times.
Oh, I'm surprised you found your way off. We are the most disorganized planet you will ever find.
Absolutely, absolutely. I walked in through an outdoor, as somebody famous once said.
I believe it was you. You're definitely the most famous being at this table.
I hate the word fame.
I will get rid of it then. I will divorce it from my lexicon.
I'm all about being pleased and happy in whatever area I am, whether it's booth 42 or anywhere between booth 47 and 49, my favorite booth.
Again, that's wonderful over there. I do it. One of the things I've walked by booths 47 through 49 before, and the lighting at a certain time of day is just lovely.
That's it.
Lovely.
That's it.
Does the lighting affect what kind of poems you create? What kind of mood does it set?
Here's the thing, man. On the day I was born, and you can read this in my book titled "On the Day I Was Born."
I plan to.
On the day, by the way, I left 3 copies on your planet, Horatio.
Oh, I hope to find them at some point.
Was that the first printing? 3 copies? Was that the first printing?
Those are the 3 and only printings. They are all on his planet right now.
It's like a treasure, Horatio.
It's
like
a treasure hunt because
I'm assuming unburied, just waiting for someone to pick up.
In a library, misshelved somewhere misshelved in a library.
I suppose to answer your question, Trellis, in a roundabout way, and also in a cul-de-sac-ish kind of way.
Yes.
I suppose to answer your question of what inspires my poetry.
Yes.
What inspires your poetry?
That's the same question that Trellis asked, Horatio, and I guess I'll double answer both of you.
Stop riding my coattails, Horatio.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to reinforce his confusion.
We all need a little enforcement now and then. And you can read that in my book, just like a weak bridge. Now and then, we all need a little reinforcement.
Oh, that's a beautiful metaphor. That's a very inspirational book. That one got me through some difficult times.
What is the title of the book? Is it something I feel like where the universe ends? Sounds like it would be a really good title for it.
That book? No, it's called Like a Weak Bridge. Now and then, we all need a little reinforcement.
Oh, that was the title. Oh, okay.
Yes, listen. Why don't you listen, Trellis?
I thought there was an entry in it. I'm sorry.
No, that's an entry in it, but it's also the book title.
Right now, I just got inspired by you. Asked me what inspires me when Horatio just said, "Why don't you listen?" Now, this might not have all of the finesse yet, but you're going to get where it's coming from.
Oh, raw. Give me the raw.
The earthiness, the soul of the deep inside.
Yes. Why don't you listen when my feet are walking? Is it because you are too busy talking? But can you hear as you speak as well? Why don't you listen? Please do tell. I have listened to the morning birds sing on Figura. I have listened to the night hawks soar down from Shimura. Why don't you listen? Why don't you listen? Why don't you listen? And I am listing in a sea of troubles.
Oh.
Now, once again, I was inspired by your conversations. You see what I'm saying?
That was beautiful. I love that you can come up these.
My mood skin is a very deep purple.
Ah.
Very deep purple right now.
That was an amazing. I am impressed by your ability to come up with poems of such breadth at just a second's notice. Now, you may know that Trellis is, of course, a poet as well. His poems are a bit shorter.
They are a bit shorter. My most famous poem.
His most famous, and this is his longest poem as well.
And longest. Cumin, how you doing? Not very well known, but my best piece of work to date.
Wait a minute.
The Spice Promotion Commission did use that. You may have heard that in a jingle somewhere.
Cumin, yeah, I've heard a jingle. It was for is it Caspites cumin. Cumin, how you doing? I've heard that in that jingle, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one.
Many royalties.
The titles for his poems tend to be much longer than the actual poems.
With that poem, Cumin, how you doing? If I may ask you a question.
Yes, please. Turning the tables.
Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get me another black cherry in line before I ask you a question. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm back.
Oh, this is lovely.
I was just gonna say, if you could grab me a black cherry cran.
Hold on. What do you want now?
Black cherry and cranberry, my Pan-Galactic.
Trellis, this is our guest. This is not a server.
What? No.
Hold on, let me write that down because I will not remember that. Hold on,
black cherry cranberry.
Cherry.
Hold on, better. I'm trying to write. You can't speak while I'm writing. That gets me confused, man.
No, that's competing orifices.
Cherry cran. All right, hold on. I'll be right back.
Travis, we really need to talk about this
I'm
whole
back.
music. Oh, he's back.
There you go, brother.
Very good.
Ooh, that is good. That is the optimal mix.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
So what was the title of your Cumin, how you doing poem then? If the titles are normally.
It was Cumin, how you doing? An epic exploration of
spices, their history, why you should be adding it to your meals, and then I just have a whole list of different recipes, and the amount that should be going in with each one.
Yes.
And that's all in the title, you telling me?
Yes.
Like the title, the title literally says, and I just have a whole bunch of recipes and the amount you should be.
No, the actual recipes.
Oh.
The actual recipes are in there.
In the title of the book.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And it's
may I make a suggestion? And I
don't please
tell another being how to rule their life. flip them around, brother. I merely say make your title your content and your content your title.
Well, that's just crazy.
I have a book called Make Your Title Your Content and Your Content Your Title.
I gave that to him. I gave that to him for his birthday, or one of his birthdays.
I thought it was a gag gift, and it was supposed to do the opposite of what he gave it to me for.
No.
Not a gag gift, brother.
No, that I also gave you his book. This is not a gag gift.
No, this is not a gag gift. Yeah, this is full of proof truth. That's right. Yeah.
It's foolproof truth, like this drink.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's another one. You are one of the most prolific poets and authors probably the universe has ever bestowed upon us.
I don't know if you've ever heard anybody say anything similar to this. I literally eat, drink, and sleep poetry. And I may be the first one to say anything. I don't know if anybody said anything similar.
I have not personally heard anyone say anything like that. I've heard them say that about golf,
Yeah,
but not about poetry.
golf.
Yes.
Now, you couldn't have possibly played golf on your planet, Horatio, because there's no way.
What is that game like?
Golf is what you take a huge rock and you propel it and hope that you hit someone else.
Yes.
And then if you hit someone else, then you get another rock and hit someone else.
And depending on how far away they are, you get a certain number of attempts to throw and hit them.
Yes.
Oh, it's just called casting stones on my...
Yes.
Forgive me, I hate to do this. I know right now I sound like a walking commercial, but it's so popular where I'm from. Here's a little one called Casting Stones. And this goes to the people who I'm from.
Oh, lovely.
I cast a stone at you, my friend, in hopes it will return. You cast a stone at me, my friend. Our relationship's been burned. When we are both casting these stones, it does not seem so fair. Perhaps my stone will hit your stone somewhere in mid-air. Now that's just saying, you know what it's saying. I hate to explain my poetry, but I take every opportunity to do so.
My writing, I like to let people interpret it for themselves, and then I like to correct them on their interpretation.
They go, no, you ain't even close. Say something like that.
Right, yes, because it's actually more satisfying to hear that, no, you're an idiot.
Are the stones conveying a message when they're being cast on your planet? I'm just wondering if there might be a less dangerous way to get messages across.
From the time I was this tall to this tall, then we've been casting stones, so nobody ever stops to ask, why are you doing that? That would be like you stop and ask, why am I now breathing? Whatever it is you breathe, wherever you're from. Nobody's asking. It's something that you do, right?
Okay.
Yes. It's a natural thing. Just a natural impulse.
Does your planet live by the, well, this is the way we've always done things mantra?
Now first I thought you didn't know any of my work, Trellis. I thought you didn't know any of my work.
Yeah. Oh, he's a collector.
Yeah, but now I just heard you mention the name of one of my books. So now I know that you are very familiar with my work.
I'm hoping for a forward in my poetry book.
You're hoping what now?
Forward. Eventually, if you could maybe write a forward. Not now. Just maybe think about it when you're back over
Yeah.
at one of the other booths, if something should come across your mind in between poems.
I hate to say this to you, and I am what they call, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, I'm a yes and man.
Yes and.
Huh?
Yeah, yes and yes and yes.
And? This will actually be my last day in this restaurant.
What?
Why? What? So much to absorb there.
Is it that group of 4 band players that are going around the table trying to annoy people with their songs?
That does not bother me at all.
Okay.
And this is common of my people. We don't believe in competition.
Oh.
We don't even believe in it. So that's not a part of this.
That doesn't mean it's not there.
For what we believe where I am from, if you don't believe in something, it does not exist.
Oh, how lovely. I enjoy that.
I don't believe I was married to 23 women at the same time.
Exactly, my friend.
That doesn't seem to help my
I find that object permanence, lack of object permanence makes life very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole situation on my planet. So, What I'm doing is, so no, it's not competition, but I am going out on a multiversal poetry slam. I'm trying to become the poet laureate of the multiverse. Is what I'm trying to do.
Ooh, very worthy goal.
Are you at all in competition with another version of yourself?
Again, you just used the word that we don't even have on my planet.
I'm sorry. Is there another version of you in the multiverse that you would have to compare your poetry to? That's not necessarily competing, but there's infinite use. There's infinite use.
Here's your answer. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who is that I see? Could that be another version of little old me? Or could that be someone who's just dressed up the way I do? Knock, knock. Who's there? Is it me or you? So it doesn't matter if it's me. It's somewhere else in the multiverse, or someone just dressed up like me. I'll never be in competition with them. I often dreamed as a kid, and I'm sure you both did, God dang it, I would love to make love to myself. So if I do run into another me in the multiverse, I cannot wait to make love to me, because I know what it's like when other beings are making love to me. I see the glow in their eyes, so I want to get that same glow in my eyes.
I love that. That's very giving. Very giving.
Find someone who looks at you the way you would look at you if you was looking at you. That's what I always say.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
That is definitely why I've had some work done on myself.
Extensive work.
Oh.
By some, he means a lot.
I am from Glandar, the plastic surgery center of the universe.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay.
If you look at Charles, turn your head just a little.
Uh-oh.
You can notice that profile.
Yeah.
Things seem a bit askew.
Yeah, just a little bit off. Just a little bit.
But if you look straight on it tends to work.
Yes.
Yeah, no. If I never looked to the side of your face, you look very natural.
Mm-hmm.
The other way is almost as if it could be one of two things. I'm looking through, say, a glass with some liquid in it, and so the vision is off a little.
Yes.
Or it's something just melted, like a candle or something like that. Something just melted.
Yes. Yes.
It also gives you the feeling that you've taken some kind of terrible drug.
Absolutely.
That it's sapping away your soul when he turns his head.
The melting candle, that was on purpose. That was a choice. That was a choice.
By the way, I find it all enjoyable, Trellis. I find every bit of that just a joy.
You might as well, because you're forced to look at it, so you might as well enjoy it.
You should just take the positive outlook on it. And you mentioned, that straight on look, Horatio. That completely works into the making love to yourself aspect of it, because I am really probably the only person who can really look directly into myself in the mirror. So
that's true.
I will say this: if I do meet myself in the multiverse, I won't make love to myself straight on.
No.
And this is because this is the way I tend to make love. I'm always, you catch me if you can.
No, I notice you're moving quite a bit. Yes.
The chase.
Yes.
It's all about the chase. Even if I was locked in a room with myself, I don't know if you know the measurements, feet here.
Yes, feet. Yes.
Okay, say I was in a room that's 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yes.
And exactly, say my height, which is 28 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Say I'm in a room in a room with myself, I'm still going to be moving. It's still all about the chase, even though I know that there's no way I'm going to get away from myself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine part of the moving is because of your height, being that tall. You have to avoid a lot of ceiling fans.
No, absolutely. I'm known for ducking.
You would be. If you were dead, you'd probably be known for not ducking. It'd probably be, that's how he wins.
No, he didn't duck.
He died like he lived, not ducking.
That would be on the tombstone. He didn't duck.
But except we are all buried standing up above the ground where I'm from.
So it'd be almost like towers.
Yeah, exactly. They put I guess you would call it a stake, a big either iron rod or a metal rod, or it could be a collusion. We call it a collusion rod.
A collusion rod, yes.
And then we're bound to it, and we're so-called buried in whatever our favorite position was. Mine is a thoughtful position with one of my very thin fingers in my mouth, and the other one of my very thin hands just laying on top of my head. That's how I tend to think.
Permanently pensive.
That's lovely. Are you're standing? You're standing there.
Yeah, absolutely standing, not kneeling, and not sitting. You're buried erect, the same way we come into the world in my land.
Erect.
It's like a field of dead action figures. It sounds like me, all in variable poses.
Yeah, just whatever pose you find. Like my father, he's still alive, and he refuses to die.
How rude.
That's the worst.
But that's the rule on my planet. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go, and that means for everything.
That's fair.
If somebody said, get out of my place of living, and if you don't want to go, you don't go. You just stay there, and that's fair. That is just fair.
It's your life.
Right, because if you don't believe something, it don't happen. So he just believes they never asked him to leave. My father said if he ever does take the opportunity to go, he's going to be buried like, oh, looking all frightful, that he's going to go. That's his favorite position.
That's good, because that's often is the last look that you would have of someone.
And that's his favorite position as well. He does that. If I went to him right now and I said, hello, Father, he'd give me that, oh!
Yes. That makes sense. It's very endearing. It's ingratiating and endearing.
If you're above ground, I would imagine that means you don't have tombstones.
Right.
What do you do for your epitaph? Is it on a T-shirt, perhaps, that you're wearing?
The new timers, we call them. None of the older people who have passed away. They didn't do anything because they know that they're remembered by their favorite pose. That's what I'm saying. People will go, there's an pensive guy. Oh, there's a frightened guy. There's a guy who's throwing an apple into the air. I don't know if you know what apples are. I'm sorry. I'm probably bringing in all these items you don't.
Oh, yes. No. I love. Yes. Apples are lovely.
Okay.
Well, they're usually in salads, and we don't get a lot of those.
Exactly.
The only apples I don't like are the carnivorous ones.
Yes.
I didn't know there was a non-carnivorous apple. Where I'm from, they're all.
It depends on where you're from, of course.
Yeah, of course. I just didn't even realize. See, I woke up this morning telling myself I refuse to learn anything new today, and you have literally forced me into learning something new.
What a lovely goal for a day.
All this time, you could have been enjoying apples without all the fight.
Would you indulge me for 1 second?
I would indulge you for as long as you would like.
When I die, bury me standing. This is not a wish. I'm simply demanding, with my hands raised up over my head, so all can see me proud when I'm dead. Put one leg out to the side, and the other one too. Uh-oh, did I just make a boo-boo? If no leg is touching ground, then I shall fall. But bury me standing, all of y'all. Now, y'all means a group of people where I'm from.
Yes. Now, Pankran, are you physically representative of how everyone looks on your planet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm what they would call a specimen on my planet.
Ooh.
I'm a fine specimen.
Will they put you on display?
Once I die, I put myself on display.
When you die, yes. That's when people can admire your specimenship.
Now, that sounds like you were probably quite popular, maybe in the dating circles when you were on your planet.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He's a poet. Tell us, you know how many adherents and desires come forth toward a poet.
True.
Once again, I'm trying to be a poet laureate of the multiverse, so you can tell that. Yeah, we're very well respected throughout the multiverse.
Have you ever, through your poetry at one of the booths, broken a couple up because she was so taken with your word that she just completely forgot who she was with?
I have. I would never.
Like, look around the restaurant right now.
Okay, all right.
Who in the restaurant?
What couples look a little too happy together?
What couples look like they're forcing it, like you got a shot?
Look, every one of them, but that's not why I'm here.
You see right into their souls.
I literally, I would never, not since I was 12 millions old, would I have ever considered such a thing.
Oh,
that's the kind of thing you do when you're 12 millions old.
Yes.
I consider that sort of thing all the time, but my success rate is very low.
Now, I am looking for a hype person to help me with my multiversal poetry tour.
Yes.
And any lovemaking that I don't do, I'm willing to slough off your way, Trellis
Oh, score.
Trellis will take sloppy seconds.
It doesn't have to be seconds. Anything
No.
down the line is right up my alley.
Tertiary thirds. Formidable fourths.
If Horatio and I were a couple, not that we are.
No. We're just friends.
Which one of us
Right.
do you think you would want to woo with your words?
I'm not about looks.
Well
I'm
played.
not about emotions.
Yes.
I'm not about actions. So when I see the two of you, I just see beings. It would not matter which one of you if I were in the love-making mood.
So we are just amorphous blobs to you.
Yeah, no, but in the best of ways. In the best of ways. Your look, my friend, is ordinary.
Yes.
Whether you bald of skin or your head is hairy, it does not matter. The stars up above knows that you and I will someday make love. You can look all squatty or you can look tall and lean. You can look angry, frightened, thoughtful, or mean. When we stand beside each other, oh, and by the way, I only make love standing.
Well, then I'm out.
Would that be a footnote in the poem? By the way, I only make love standing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I did parentheticals with my slender.
Yes, I was just making sure that our listeners couldn't see those.
My hand's so slender, you probably didn't see the parentheses that
I couldn't tell if that was a single or double quotes. I couldn't tell.
No, our listeners couldn't see it because of your hands are so smooth.
I keep forgetting there are some people who cannot see through hearing. I keep forgetting that because that is not the way it is where I'm from.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
But anyways,
I'm sorry, I interrupted your poem with the footnote.
no, but you get where I'm going. It just doesn't matter. I don't care what you look, smell, taste, feel, think like. It's love is love throughout the multiverse.
That is beautiful.
Love is love. It is love. That is a very good point. Love is love, much like steak is steak.
Steak is steak. But what I did learn today, an apple is not necessarily an apple because apparently there are some that are not carnivorous, which surprises me.
It is interesting when you encounter something that normally eats you, and you find, oh, I can eat you.
Oh, I can eat it?
You can eat it, yes.
The tables are turned.
We do eat apples where I'm from, but they will try to eat you.
Oh,
Cumin. I can't believe I'm sitting across from the person who wrote Cumin. This is a day. This is as I would say a day in my life right here. This is one of them.
I think of World Universal Tour with the both of you, and you're doing a poetry slam double header.
Well, I'm already slated to pick up his hype.
Yeah, and don't forget now. I'm going out on this one way through the multiverse. Like I said, I won't be back at this
That's true.
restaurant,
That's
so.
true.
That's on you though, Trellis. That's on. I would love to have
Yes,
you.
Trellis.
I would love to have you hyping.
I am going to have to think about that because we've grown quite accustomed to the booth.
Yes.
And now that they've got the new Pan-Galactic Gargle mixing machine, at the end, this is going to be a toss-up. You're going to have to give me some time to think about this. When are you expecting to depart?
Immediately after this.
Oh, bye. Think quickly, Trellis. Think quickly.
I'm going to have to pass.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Trellis, no. I thought we were going to have a cliffhanger.
But perhaps in one of the other multiverses, I said yes. And that Trellis you can pick him up along the way.
That Trellis is much nicer anyway.
My
Yes.
guess is that I won't find a Trellis as trellis as you. I guess is the best way to say it.
He is the most Trellis I know.
Forgive the words that I do speak, but Trellis, you are unique. The one side of your face looks like it's melting away. Or is it me looking through a glass of water on a sunny day? Straight on, these words I must simply speak. Your screwed up face, Trellis, is beautifully unique.
That was wonderful. And I think we have to come up with what our entry will be for the guide so we can pay for our food here. But I don't think we'll be able to come up with anything even close to as beautiful as that.
I'm thinking Pankran Kelton, words to live by. Well, actually, maybe Multiverse Laureate, words to live by.
I have a similar one. It's make Pankran Kelton the poet laureate of the multiverse because he deserves it.
That is just,
Here's your hype man. That's your hype man.
I'll take you the hype man.
I'll do that.
So type that in. Type that in and hit submit.
And submit.
Oh, he just submitted, just right here, just literally submitted right in front of
Right
us.
in front of your face. I'm sorry it was so close to your face. I should have moved it over a little bit.
No, that's fine.
Pankran, this has been fantastic.
It has been a real pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guest Pankran Kelton. I have been Horatio Zen.
And I continue to be Trellis Gardine. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if you're stuck in a psychedelic journey in which you've become a large space baby, at least you'll have plenty of stardust for talking your butt. So don't panic.
Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardine, Fran Peacock as Horatio Zen, and Gary Anthony Williams as Pankran Kelton. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
Shut up and sit down.